And she was a woman of many firsts. Senator Dianne Feinstein was the first woman to serve as San Francisco mayor, one of the first women elected to the U.S. Senate from California, and the first woman to chair highly respected committees. And we know the list goes on. So tonight we are remembering Dianne Feinstein, who died at 90 years old, and also looking at what happens next. But first, our Rebecca Habecker joins us with more on the senator's remarkable career.
Those who knew Senator Feinstein say she was a hard worker who fought tirelessly for the state she loved. They point to accomplishments ranging from gun control and reproductive rights to environmental protections and government accountability. And they all say they're going to miss their trailblazing friend.
It's just unbelievable, as iconic as she was. Trailblazer, a giant, and yes, a real person.
Representative Doris Matsui of California's 7th Congressional District calls her longtime friend, Senator Dianne Feinstein, a champion for equality, and highlighted, among other accomplishments, the investigations she led into CIA interrogation techniques, fighting to declassify a torture report.
She challenged the CIA. A lot of people forget about that and how tough that was.
She was really instrumental in encouraging many of us to pursue public office and stay there.
Former Sacramento Mayor Heather Fargo remembers Feinstein as someone who fought for Sacramento and the Central Valley, including advocating for flood protection. She also noted how Feinstein, the first woman president of the San Francisco Board of Supervisors, became the city's mayor after the assassination of Mayor George Moscone and openly gay Supervisor Harvey Milk.
Her becoming mayor, when she did and how she did, she stepped into that role.
The assassination of her colleagues fueled her fight for gun control. She authored the 1994 federal assault weapons ban, leading to a 10-year restriction on certain automatic weapons.
The time has come, America, to step up and ban these weapons.
In her last few days in public life, Feinstein's health was failing, and she appeared confused at times.
Okay, just...
With some Democrats calling for her to resign. After the criticism, Feinstein announced she would not seek re-election in 2024.
She did what she wanted to do. She was representing people and was a strong leader and wanted to be at that table till the end, and I really got to respect her for that.
At the U.S. Capitol Friday, surrounded by fellow members of the California delegation, Representative Nancy Pelosi asked for a moment of silence.
In remembrance of the late Honorable Senator Dianne Feinstein.
And Becca, we do know that California was the first state to have two female senators serving at the same time.
Yeah, that was in 1993 as newly minted Senators Dianne Feinstein and Barbara Boxer took office. Now, normally the elections for a state's 2 Senate seats are not in the same year. Pete Wilson left his Senate seat when he became governor, and state law requires an appointee to run in the next statewide election. Feinstein defeated the man put in Wilson's spot, beginning her historic journey as the longest-serving woman senator in American history. Alex.
All right, Becca, thank you so much. We appreciate it. All right, and Governor Newsom will decide who fills Senator Feinstein's seat before next year's election. He has said that he would appoint a Black woman. Among the 3 leading candidates for Feinstein's seat is Representative Barbara Lee, but Newsom says he won't choose her or any of the current candidates. Right now, it's not known who he will choose. And President Joe Biden worked with Senator Feinstein in the Senate for decades. He said she was one of the very best and had this to say before giving an armed forces farewell tribute.
Before I begin, I want to say a brief word about Senator Dianne Feinstein, who passed away this morning. She was a historic figure, trailblazer for women, and a great friend. Dianne made her mark on everything from national security to the environment, to gun safety, to protecting civil liberties. The country's going to miss her dearly, and so will Jill and I.
Flags at government buildings are now flying at half staff. Today, the Senate Majority Leader had this to say inside the U.S. Capitol.
Today, we grieve. We look at that desk, and we know what we have lost. A leader who changed the nature of the Senate and who changed the fabric of the nation, America.
And this is video of Feinstein's last vote, just hours before she died. She was voting in favor of a short-term spending bill intended to avert a government shutdown. And the first are the words that you will hear a lot before Senator Dianne Feinstein's name. Her work leaves a legacy and paved the way for women in politics. And today, for many, being a woman is a badge of honor.
This is the official pin of the California Women's Caucus. And so generally when we're looking to have a day of solidarity with each other, you'll often see us wearing this pin.
For Senator Angelique Ashby, Senator Dianne Feinstein was a role model because of what they shared in common, like being a mom and starting in local government. Feinstein showed her what was possible.
She's truly an icon. One of those people that when you meet her, you're a little awestruck because she's so iconic. She was just very direct, to the point.
Senator Feinstein became the first female mayor of San Francisco in the 1980s. In 1992, Feinstein and Barbara Boxer became California's first female U.S. senators, known as the Year of the Woman. Ashby says Senator Feinstein wasn't afraid to fail forward.
For the next generation of women coming behind her, I think we cling to that, to know that you can't be perfect all the time. You're not going to win every battle. But that's not the point either. The point is to stay in the room and keep fighting for what you believe in.
How confident are you of these estimates?
Feinstein was the first woman to lead the Senate Intelligence Committee and oversaw the killing of Osama bin Laden and leaks about the NSA surveillance. She also served in the Senate Rules Committee. Ashby acknowledged the controversy around Feinstein's age and some calling on her to step down.
People like me were offended by those dialogues because we never heard it around men.
Feinstein's legacy shows her that just because we haven't seen it doesn't mean it's not possible.
Look at California. We produced the first 2 women to be in the U.S. Senate at the same time. We've produced the first female vice president of this country. And people like Dianne Feinstein, they changed the face in the history book, and it makes everything possible to know that you can do it too, that you are reflected in the leadership of this country.
And if you didn't know, Senator Ashby is the first woman to hold a state Senate seat in Sacramento in the last 20 years. She ended our conversation by sharing that Senator Feinstein was really known for helping women in many industries lead the next generation. And with her gone, there is now a gap that needs to be filled.